The best and worst case scenarios. So we'll finish up with this for the Giants. The best and worst case scenarios for each team. This is by Pro Football Focus yet again. The Giants, the 10th percentile outcome, 4-12. And if that happens, that's because Daniel Jones doesn't take a step forward. He continues to lead the league in turnover-worthy plays. He is one of 4 quarterbacks with 30-plus turnover-worthy plays and one of only 9 quarterbacks that take at least 40 sacks in the year. Yikes. And his internal clock stinks, and he's oblivious to bodies flying around him. So if he does not improve on that, we can look forward to a 4-12 season. The non-existent pass rush would also contribute to that, and the depth concerns at corner, which is exacerbated by DeAndre Baker probably not being around. Which, the Logan Ryan question comes up again. And I've seen people be like, don't do it because you're going to pay a lot for like a short term, and he's not going to be around for when this team is actually going to be good. I still think it's a nice little stopgap, but I understand the cap space is tight. The 90th percentile outcome for the Giants, best case scenario, 9-7, which is kind of deflating. But I would like to see a little higher record. But I'd still be happy with 9-7. I mean, we'd all be happy with 9-7. Best case scenario though, Jones keeps it high end plays and ability to create with his legs, cuts down the mistakes. I can definitely see that happening. Shepard, Tate, Slayton, Engram, Barkley all stay healthy. That's a tall order. I would love for that to happen, because if that does happen, I could see us doing better than fucking 9-7. Interior pass rush with Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence in year 2. Looking forward to that. Leonard Williams in a contract year. Although he was in a contract, I guess, I don't know. Maybe he'll put on a show and get that big money in the offseason. Not from us. James Bradberry, Blake Martinez, and Xavier McKinney give structure to the linebacking core and secondary. Yeah, I think they can, for sure. I don't, like I said, when I broke down the schedule in 2020, I don't think 9-7 is that far out of a reach. I had us going 7-9, and I think there are 2 games that are winnable. PFF had the Cowboys worst case scenario 6-10, with their secondary being a huge factor that now that Byron Jones is left. Best case scenario for the Cowboys is 11-5, mostly because of Dak Prescott, their offensive line, obviously, the receiving core. Now that they have Cooper, Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb, which that makes me, it gives me a little bit of a panic attack hearing those 3 names. Ezekiel Elliott, obviously, and they are arguably one of the best offenses in the NFL, which we could be if we fucking stayed healthy. Eagles worst case scenario, 5-11. DeSean Jackson fails to help. Alshon Jeffery keeps getting hurt. They have problems at the wideout. They have problems in the secondary. O-line is not exactly the dominant force it used to be. They lost Brandon Brooks and Jason Peters. So I think the Eagles are going to take a step back this year. PFF has their best case scenarios 10-6 with Wentz remaining healthy. Reagor, their draft pick, stretching defenses for Ertz to open things up for Ertz. And then they have obviously one of the most devastating 4-man pass rushers in the fucking league with Fletcher, Cox, Javon, Hargrave, Brandon Graham, and Derek Barnett. And Malik Jackson is in that mix. Great. So yeah, defense is going to keep them in ball games. Who knows what their offense is able to do? I don't think they're 10-6. There, I said it. And then the Washington NFL football team, formerly known as the Redskins. Worst case scenario, 5-11. They point out limited talent around Dwayne Haskins and his stagnation in his progress as a passer. Offensive line doesn't hold up, which they're ranked below the Giants at 29th. And none of the young options at receiver or tight end complement Terry McLaurin, who was a breakout last year. Best case scenario, 10-6, which is like, I don't know about all that. Defensive line is loaded with first-round picks. And yeah, I mean, they got Chase Young, Ryan Kerrigan, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, Darren Payne, and Matt Ioannidis. I do not envy our offensive line this year. They got to face a fucking the Cowboys front 4, or the Cowboys defensive front, Redskins defensive front, Eagles defensive front. They're all just super badass. And then Haskins does a terrific job of limiting the number of times he put the ball in harm's way. His passing grade from week 11 through 17 was ranked 10th in the NFL. So he improved towards the end of the last season. In terms of the best case scenarios, it looks like the Saints, Seahawks, and Niners will definitely go back to the playoffs, with the Saints winning the South and the Seahawks or the Niners winning the West. In the AFC, the Ravens, Chiefs, and Titans have the best of the best case scenarios.